Hi everyone, DLRR here with an update to my Dyadus build. Those of you who have followed my earlier videos will know that I made an elemental cleave Dyadus build, a twin Dyadus build, which dual wielded Dyadus to ignite enemies with chill and to burn down enemies. Now with the Ascendancy passives, I have taken Beacon of Ruin and Shaper of Desolation to put in Elemental Conflux. Because of Elemental Conflux, I can now use things like added lightning damage, because now lightning damage contributes to ignite, and I don't need to put in things like chance to ignite anymore, because every single hit puts in an ignite whenever Elemental Conflux is on. I was very excited to see the new Elementalist Ascendancy, and I thought, hey, this would be perfect for Dyadus build, because it covers a lot of the weaknesses that Dyadus used to have, which was the fact that it had very low fire damage compared to a lot of the prior come on, don't run away, a lot of the prior uniques. For example, Oral Sacrifice had much higher fire damage, and that was partially because my unique came out during launch rather than post-launch. At the point of time in launch, Dyadus was actually the second most powerful unique just behind Marohi Urchi, but times have changed, DPS has gotten much higher, and the Dyadus DPS is much lower now. As you can see, I'm just doing a very simple Gorge run. With a Gorge run, I am doing decent, I wouldn't say great DPS. Elemental Conflux is really helping with the ignite and things burn. I also don't need to have Elemental Proliferation anymore, which is great because Elemental Proliferation now sucks big time. So all in all, the addition of the Elementalist class is a great thing for Dyadus, and I think you've just had a quick sample of how the build is like. So just to quickly go through the gems: Cleave, weapon elemental damage, faster attacks, concentrated effect, added lightning, increased area. For auras, I have Wrath and Anger, all adding up to the total amount of damage for ignite. Oh sorry, one more thing, Diadem Dawn, of course, just for a bit of leech, which is good, as well as additional burning from the enemies ignited by an attack, burn 20% faster. The rest of the passive tree is very relatively straightforward. I've taken Life and ES just because I've got hybrid gear more so than anything else. I've taken Whispers of Doom because I actually have a curse on hit linked to flammability, elemental weakness, and arc for enemies which have elemental resistances. I've not had to use this much yet. I have also taken lots and lots of elemental damage. I've intentionally taken Ghost Reaver again because I've got lots of ES gear. I've avoided taking this Fire Wheel as well as this Burning Wheel because of Elemental Conflux just calculating ignite from all elemental damage rather than from just fire damage. That being said, having done the build, it has come to my realization that the best way to make a Dyadus build which puts in tons of ignite, tons of chill, and tons of shock, unfortunately, is not to use a Dyadus unique. The way that the Elemental Conflux has shaped ignite from attacks, there's literally zero reason to use Dyadus now. Any single powerful elemental damage, elemental weapon would give you the same effect. If you look at Dyadus, the key things are you've got lots of fire damage in one hand, lots of cold damage in the other hand, increased burning damage taken by enemies' shield, which is nice, a chance to ignite, which is also nice. So the three key things behind Dyadus are lots of fire damage, increased burning damage, and chance to ignite. Chance to ignite no longer is required because you have Elemental Conflux. Fire damage in one hand is no longer required because of Elemental Conflux. And there's Oral Sacrifice, which came subsequently and has lots of fire damage anyway. And the increased burning damage is nice, but nothing much to scream about. So in essence, the core reason for the creation of Dyadus no longer is there. It no longer applies. So you could do the same Dyadus build with any elemental rare weapon in the market that you could buy for a couple of chaos. But I guess that's relegated my unique to nothing more than a pretty little MTX that you can see going on here. I've got the fire and ice thing, but I'm not sour about it. I think it's great for the game that there's an elementalist ascendancy. I don't mind that my unique has been sort of outclassed, which has been the case for the longest time anyway. I hope you've enjoyed the build. I hope you might want to try something similar, not necessarily with Dyadus, but if you want to do Dyadus, you can go all hipster and just try it. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, and yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone. Bye.